For when we were yet without strength, in due time Christ died for the ungodly. Romans 5:6. So, Superboy, Man of Tomorrow. Now, I have my issues with this book. I'm not gonna lie to you. So for those who don't know, Superboy recently had a spin-off book after the new launch of DC, aka, Dawn of DC. And it was a pretty successful run, I would say, in my opinion. I think it brought a lot more Superboy fans out of the woodwork and brought a lot of long-time fans, giving something to chew on, basically. And I do like this new direction at the end of the story where Superboy ends up, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So the story pretty much picks up right after the events of whatever single crisis they had to deal with at the time. I'm not going to hold you. I'm not going to pretend like I read every single issue up to this point, because I did not. But moving past that, of course, we know that Connor recently got added to this new universe, and he's trying to find his way in this new world that, honestly, moved on without him before he was even, a thought in this new world. So he's coming to terms with that, and it's a bit hard for him at first, of course, seeing John, Kara, Kal-El, all of these people, different variations of his past in different flavors, who moved on. And I can assume it would be pretty hard for him to deal with that type of thing. So I do like the way they brought the meta commentary of having another Superboy in the world, and they brought it into his character development. That was pretty interesting, and I like the way they spun it too. But I will say, him trying to find himself yet again is a bit redundant. He does this like almost every new issue, I feel like every new story that comes out with Connell, it's like he's always constantly trying to find himself. It's like, dude, do you not know who you are at this point? Like, come on, what are we doing here? But moving past that little gripe that's been going on for over 20 plus years, yeah, I will want to take the story for what it is. So, of course, he goes to the Fortress of Solitude to find clarity and to find a place where he can help people. And I think the best part that has been exemplified with this entire story that we're going to get into is that Connor's need to help people supersedes every other selfish desire that he may have or any other hang-up that he may have about himself. Before anything else, he will get into the fray and help anyone in need, because that is what that symbol means on his chest. And he will uphold those values no matter what, no matter the cost. And again, it's shown throughout this story relentlessly. Now, is he a bit of a personality? Of course. Is he a bit arrogant, brash? Of course. He's Superboy. It's a Superboy we still all know and love. Did he just solo in Armada? Yes. Yes, he did just do that. Also, by the way, bro, this flexing ass nigga Connor is insane. Like, Connell, my brother in Christ, this is insane. You do not have to flex this hard, bro. We get it. You're that guy. Insane work. Just a bit more mature in his thinking and worldviews. And that is something I do appreciate. Maturity in a character without having to spell it out. You could tell based off of how he appropriates things and how he talks about things and how he talks with the characters around him. We even see him like a budding friendship with a ragtag group of teams known as the Cosmeteers, I believe they're called. And honestly, this gang is pretty much his main entourage for the remainder of the series. They go around globetrotting, basically like the Guardians of the Galaxy, stopping this dude who wants to basically make a bunch of evil clone weapons. And honestly, this story is so Superboy is crazy to me. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is how you do a clone story and do it well, Marvel. Please, for the love of God, take notes. Jesus. Honestly, I love this. I love this so much because it really does fit Connell's story perfectly fine. And honestly, I enjoy to see it. I enjoy to read it. And honestly, the art in this story is phenomenal. I should have spoke on this in the beginning of the video, but the art in this story is actually very, very valid. I will not say, but if I must, this art is, dare I say, peak Superboy. Honestly, this is what I wanted. This art style is perfection. But moving past the cosmetics of it all, of course, I do just want to point out the fact that the relationship between the Daxamite clone, aka Trav, and of course Connell, the dynamic was fine at first because, it was like reluctant friends, reluctant allies, and then they slowly began to become more trusting of one another. Just cool to see unfold. They've been globetrotting for weeks now, but obviously as the story progresses, we find out that this guy Trav has a bit of a dark side when it comes to his methods of freeing people from the tyranny of the universe and making a brand new change, as he so put it, so colorfully. Side note, Connell and Trav had one of the greatest standoffs in this entire story with them fighting Infinity. It kind of echoed a lot of Metacooler and Goku and Vegeta vibes. I'm not gonna hold you. Then again, this whole comic kind of gave off anime. And the thing I don't like about it is that he feels so one note. You feel like he gets this like so much like more depth between his character, but when you read between the lines, he's really just he ends up being just a mustache twirling villain. Fuck, you cheap Zara wearing motherfucker. Wait a minute. Don't your ass got the same shit on too? Look, nigga, we going outside right now. Do you want to go out in front of the hoes, or do you want to keep roasting my ass with this fit right now? And second of all, this ain't Zara. Fuck out of my face. All right, let's just do this, bro. All right. So look, I hit him high, you hit him low. But I know one thing: the hoes watching, and we need to lock in. What do you say? We team up one time, and then we knock your bitch ass out. First of all, I ain't getting knocked out by you. But sure, let's just go ahead and cook this nigga. Like, you can understand his motives, of course, with extreme methods. Of course, anti-heroes exist in DC and Marvel. But the problem with this guy is it feels like the heel turn went from, oh, we all doing shady things for the right reason to, oh, I'm going to literally start offing innocent people and I don't care. So you really thought I wasn't gonna crash out for the hoes? You thought I was gonna go outside like that? Nah, nigga, me and my man's Connor, we finna jump your shit. What the fuck you mean we? I don't need to jump. I can smoke this nigga myself. It's one nigga. Nigga, it's big soups in the building, bro. Not little. Never the little one. Now, you on this crash out shit for what, nigga? Soft. You look pussy. Like, what? Like, it kept contradicting with what he was saying as he was doing it. It just didn't match. You could argue, oh, he got power hungry. Like, no. He's a Daxamite. He's a Daxamite clone, to be fair, and a defective clone at that, because he has this whole insecurity when he meets Superboy and when he's working with him that, oh, Superboy is everything he wanted to be and everything he couldn't be. So this what we doing? We cloning real niggas. We just gonna clone real niggas like this. Shut your bitch ass up, nigga. I'm sorry. But you really thought shit was sweet? It's on sight with your bitch ass. First of all, take this nigga's drip, strip this nigga, and then leave this nigga to die on this planet. For sure. Okay. Don't get caught lacking, fuck nigga. And I'm like, get over yourself. Cry about it. You're a Daxamite with no Daxamite powers. So what? Get over it. You know what I mean? It's like your value to your team before Superboy came onto the scene was already felt and already known. So you having this hang up makes no sense, at least in the context of this story. I don't know, man. The main villain is, again, whatever, besides the of course heel turn of good guy is secretly the bad guy. It's like whatever. And I don't understand this problem with modern DC. Why is Daxamites all of a sudden all these malicious forces of nature? Now, I thought I told your ass before. It was on sight the moment I saw you, nigga. Not only did you strip me, take my drip, and now you crashing out and up and pole on your own shorty, nigga, you scaring the hoes. And it's time I put a bitch ass nigga in its place. The fuck we doing all this talking for then, nigga? You said it's on site, so make a move. What are you trying to say, DC? That the sister race next to Kryptonians are just a little bit wild and a little bit out of pocket and need to be shut down? I mean, personally, crazy. But we did get a nice little nod to Cyborg Superman with Cyborg Superboy. Did you really think I was gonna take your drip and I put it on myself? Like, what did you think this was, bro? I just needed you to weaken my previous vessel, so now I can really stun out on these hoes for real. Now it's over. Of course, because somehow the Daxamite clone, Trav, the guy we've been following with Superboy, he basically his second in command. For some reason, he survived a Red Sun nuke going off, by the way. It was a very great sacrifice, by the way. Not for the Daxamite, but for Superboy. He laid his life on the line and risked his life with that explosion, even strong enough to hurt him as a Kryptonian. And he still decided to risk his life for an entire planet of basically nobodies. And he still did what he had to do. Great freaking moment. But yeah, he survived that by implanting his brain in his spine. Look, man, this shit made no sense to me because what? You were turned to ash by that explosion. How did you survive, my G? Genuinely, I am still trying to figure out how the heck did this man not just, get turned into atoms? You know what's crazy? After all the shit you don't did to me, out of all the crash outs, out of all the shit you done stolen from me, out of all the shit, I still forgive you, brother. We've been through too much. You was my day one, the first time I made it to the galaxy. First time stepping out, popping out for the hoes, you were there. First one I saw. Yeah, you up pole on me, but it's only because you didn't know I was a real nigga. And look at you now. Should be ashamed. But it's okay though. Cause a real nigga finna send your ass to jail. I'ma holla at you, boy. It felt like just a way to give Superboy a more competent threat at the tail end of his series. Like, if you gotta do it, you gotta do it. It just felt kind of lazy throwing in another, clone of Superboy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's weird. For this story, it makes perfect sense because the whole story has been about clones. So I'm not too mad at how this one laid out entirely, but it is a bit Mickey in my opinion, personally. But yeah, you guys let me know what you guys thought about this whole story. Personally, I enjoyed the ending message when it came to him finally coming home to Earth after his long adventure and him finding out that this is what he wanted to do. He wants to become this universe's savior. Wherever the cosmos needs a Superman, then he will be there.